this is Housing Development, the only TV program that gives you first-hand information on housing, finance, construction, and all that's got to do with housing in Nigeria and beyond. As always, I am your housing diva, Flora Annie. Today on the program, we shall be looking at the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria's scorecard with 2022 projections with architect Ahmed Dangiwa. On Voices on the Streets, Nigerians speak on what should be done to real estate developers who fail to deliver to their subscribers. These and more housing stories are lined up for today. First, let's start with the headline news. I'll be back in a moment.
Stakeholders in the building sector have called for strict enforcement of the rules and regulations that will discourage, eliminate illegality and unlawful survey works in the country, stating that the effective implementation of the Survey Coordination Act 1962 will go a long way in affecting other sectors, giving rise to a thriving and sustainable economy, improved governance and security for the citizens. The Minister of Works and Housing, Mr. Babatunde Fashola, have noted the increasing importance in considering the developmental challenges the government is faced with, especially the prevailing insecurity that has bedeviled the country, emphasizing the rapid changes in the surveying and mapping practice in Nigeria and the world at large. According to him, to achieve any meaningful development, there must be strict adherence to the regulations guiding the practice of surveying through professionalism by qualified and competent persons. Ayodeji Joseph, the Managing Director, Lagos State Development and Property Corporation, LSDPC, has expressed concerns on plans of the corporation in assisting low-income earners own homes and promote new technologies in property development. LSDPC, known as a lead company in the housing development of the country, is now partnering with private developers to achieve a mutually beneficial and symbiotic relationship. According to the managing director, there is need for resources to provide more housing, which is a priority as the companies seek to provide houses for the low-income earners and to further engage in any kind of property development. However, the corporation is not oblivious of its role to make housing accessible. This is why it collaborates with Lagos State government to plow back some of the profit generated from commercial activities towards the provision of affordable housing. The pioneer president of the Building Collapse Protection Guild, BCPG, Builder Kunle Awobodu, has said the guild is determined to eliminate the quacks responsible for most of the infractions causing building collapse in the country. Awobodu, who spoke during the inauguration of the newly elected executives of the Guild in Lagos, called for sustainable partnerships and transparency in the fight to prevent building collapse. According to a statement by the Guild engineer Eddie Atumoyogo, he urged the government at all levels and the investing public to patronize qualified and competent local professionals on projects across all the built environment professions. Further noting the message of compliance to extant building planning law to every state physical planning authority to ensure best practices and to further strengthen the ongoing monitoring of construction activities to highlight deviations from best practices. Building materials and labor costs have once again taken a leap in the real estate sector following rising in inflation and exchange rates in the economy, raising fears among prospective builders of even harsher times ahead, with construction materials such as cement, steel and finishes, and labor, which have experienced a significant increase in prices, have all led to a rise in development costs of commercial high-rises, offices, and other buildings. According to the Royal Institution of Chartered Surveyors, increased global demand in the construction sector, combined with the multiple and complex impacts of the pandemic and logistics issues, have resulted in unprecedented shortages, delays, and untimely increased prices of materials and labor across the economy.
To read more housing, finance, and construction news, do well to visit www.africanhousingnews.com. The National Housing Fund was established by Act 3 of 1993 with the sole aim of managing contributing savings scheme known as National Housing Fund in Nigeria. How has the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria managed these funds under the leadership of architect Ahmed Dangiwa? Let's take a listen to architect Dangiwa as he reels out FMBN achievements under his leadership.
2017, when we came to date, precisely by October 2021, we have generated amount from 232, we have risen it to 506 billion naira. So in a nutshell, there is an additional NHF collections of totaling 273 billion within 4.5 years. This, I'm proud to say that we have made efforts to convince most state governors to resume contributions to the National Housing Fund scheme and ensure that participation of their local governments are there too. We also expanded participation of informal sector workers and self-employed into the fund. We encourage cooperative societies also to join the National Housing Fund. We also have to ensure that transparency and accountability in managing the fund is also enshrined, because you can only people can only will to join it once there is that transparency in that. We have also introduced new products and services to ease access to affordable housing for Nigerians. We have improved our staff welfare to boost their productivity and efficiency. This is the backbone of our own successes. So the NHF collections, we have increased it to 117%, from 232 billion to 506 billion naira within just 4.5 years. So since we have increased that one, we realize that there is one factor that usually hinder people's participation into the fund, which is refunds. All contributors to the National Housing Fund are expected to be refunded at the end of their tenure. By the time they reach 60 years old, they retire, we are supposed to refund back their money. When we came on board, we found that many refunds are lying within the head office and branches. They are just sending Ghana's goes into the bank to file them up. We have to decentralize the processes. We send them back to their various states to ensure that processing starts from their branches and then forwarded into to the head office for payment. So in a nutshell, we made that we have increased the refunds of retired workers from 10.8 billion naira in 2017 when we came to 49.7 billion naira by October 2021. That means that we have made additional NHL refunds totaling 38.9 billion naira in the first 4 years. This is 3 times what has been recorded in the first 3 months. Total refunds of workers in less than 5 years is more than what previous management recorded in 25 years. The essence or the reason, as I said earlier, is we decentralize refund processing from head office to start branches, then process them some qualified off-takers. The next thing, since we have increased the collection of the NHF, that means we have to increase even loan disbursements. When we came on board, we found that the bank has recorded a remarkable increase in this loan disbursements. We made that in 25 years, the bank has disbursed 102 billion naira as at April 2017. But we have now created mortgages. We have disbursed mortgages 169 billion naira. 169.9 billion naira housing loans were disbursed to Nigerians within the first 4.5 years, which we have risen it to 322 billion naira.
Architect Ahmed Dangiwa there speaking on FMBN achievement from 2017 to date. What are FMBN's plans for the year 2022? He will also unravel that too. Let's take a listen.
You should know that from statistics, for every house you have built, you are creating at least nothing less than 17 jobs for every house. That means for the over 12,000 houses we have built, we have created over 200,000 jobs currently. So also the home renovation loans, even though it's a home renovation loans of 75,000 Nigerians have benefited, for every home renovation you create at least 3 jobs. If at all you are renovating your house, at least 3 people should benefit from that. You must have created at least minimum of 3 jobs. That means over 200 jobs also. So in a nutshell, we have created over getting to 500,000 jobs currently. So within the current year that we are about to enter, we are still pursuing our recapitalization, to which was the current chairman that came on board, who has seen the need for us to be recapitalized. We are taking that the matter again with the honorable minister and then to FEC, at least for approval of this recapitalization of the fund. With the recapitalization, more jobs, more houses, more units will be created, to which the quantities is going to more than double this amount we have mentioned earlier. With the 5-year strategic development plan, which we are planning, which we have just reviewed due to COVID-19 that affected the first year of implementation, we are reviewing it, and it's going to be very much impactful. The target is to reach out to the informal sector, who has the majority of Nigerians, the traders, those roadside mechanics, and other things. These are Nigerians who, once they are harnessed, they will create a lot of jobs. They are creating jobs for Nigerians. And once we assist them to home ownership, they are doing a great job for Nigeria. The most importantly, with the creation of the cooperative housing development law, any cooperative society, even the roadside, the National Union of Road Transport Workers, their cooperative society can package houses based on their own affordability, even if it is a 2 million naira house. Design it, package it, and bring it to FNBN on an unencumbered land. We'll approve that loan, and then we'll create any of the product either through NHF mortgage loan or through rent on for you to access housing for your own membership. So these are some of the things that we have given out to Nigerians, and Nigerians are answering to that call, especially the cooperative housing development law. With the digitizing of the FNBN operations, which we hope to finish it within first quarter, I said, of this year, is going to improve our turnaround time. All those complaining about forms, about whatever, you'll get it online. Fill your form, forward it to us. It will be processed online, and then you get your loan approved. You might only maybe visit a branch office nearest you to lodge your original documents for us to prepare your disbursement of the loan. So these are some of the key things we intend to do. With the, as I said, the mini city project which I've just started, the 12,000, the 5,000 houses that we're on, they will soon be finished. As brands and homes are already on ground, the others are about to take off once we get a note from the honorable minister. So we have a lot of things to do. We create a lot of jobs for Nigerians.
Are you a chief executive officer within the real estate, mortgage, building materials and construction industry? Then the Abuja International Housing Show CEOs Forum, a gathering of high-profile professionals who are founders and business owners, has a slot for you. The all-important CEOs Forum, which will hold at the International Conference Center Abuja, is a convergence of elite chief executives from Nigeria and across the world to devise most effective solutions to challenges in the housing and construction industry. Over 200 CEOs in real estate, mortgage housing finance, construction companies, and professional institutions will focus on the macroeconomic and socio-political environment impact of the real estate market. This collaborative and supportive forum will also give you an opportunity to present and discuss challenges facing your organization, seek the way forward, and click in high-level business network relations. For further information, visit www.ihsabuja.com or send an email to abujahousingshow@gmail.com.
Welcome back. The program is Housing Development. Still on the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria. How can contributors to NHF check their NHF monthly contributions? How can more minimum wage earners become homeowners? Let's find out.
For a minimum wage earner who earns like 30,000 naira per annum, if let's say he has 25 years to go, that means every month you pay 10,000 naira times 12, that is 120,000 naira. So he can only afford 2.4 to 3 million naira house. So since this is what you know you can afford, you need to get yourself into a cooperative society make your own designs that suit these affordability demands you are having. Once you are able to design it and approach the bank or approach your state governor, if you have a very good governor who sympathizes with you too, he should be able to give you a free land, unencumbered land, for you to approach FMBN to use it and then get a loan to build that houses by getting a developer who could sit down and build an affordable house for Nigeria, for you people. So this kind of thing that we do. And our collaboration with the labor centers will ensure that we build 1 bedroom that is incremental and 2 bedroom that can one day be converted into 3 bedrooms. These are some of the designs that we always encourage anybody that's coming to us. Do it incremental so that the low income earner can start with what he can afford. Later, at his own pace, within his own limit, he can increase it incrementally into a bigger house. So this is what we're able to do that.
What you think, what you wish, what you dream, we can give you home, your office, anywhere.
At Urban Shelter Limited, we are committed to your satisfaction in terms of good housing construction, infrastructure, flexible payment plans, and that's not all. We uphold affordability, reliability, quality, and innovation.
We make your living better. We are Urban Shelter.
Urban Shelter, distinctive homes, prestigious offices.
If you just joined in, the program is Housing Development. An ad hoc committee set up by the House of Representatives to investigate estate developers in the Federal Capital Territory has decried the high rate of breaches and infringement on the laws and procedures governing real estate business in Nigeria. What sanctions should be given to such developers who fail to deliver to their subscribers? Let's find out what Nigerians think on Voices on the Streets.
It should be a very, very strict one, like jail terms, because this government came with anti-corruption fight. So anybody that does not meet, any developer that does not meet the standard of the building should be jailed, should be sent to prison, should be sanctioned, and they should take away his certificate for him so that others will learn from that.
The problem is, who are those people approving the plans? It is them that needs to be punished. You know, before they start any building, they will take the document, the plans, to an authority for approval. But for the authority to approve the wrong thing, you get what I'm saying? They must be sanctioned for it, not the developers. Developers cannot do anything without authority, without nonsense, without that project being approved. But who approve it? The authority that approve it are the one that is so responsible for the damages or for the loss.
Existing laws guiding development of infrastructure buildings in Nigeria. I know the association or society or council regulating buildings, construction work, engineering work in Nigeria. And I want to believe there are existing laws, those things that should be observed in development. So I will rather refer to that body, that regulatory body controlling infrastructural development, buildings, construction work in Nigeria, and apply the applicable laws under their, as stipulated in their laws. Besides that, it's very appalling, the number of souls that have been wasted as a country. It's embarrassing as a nation. And I want to believe that before any building is certified, any plan.
People don't bother about the sanction. And that is the problem. There are laws. There are laws everywhere, governing everything we have in this country. But people do things with impunity because they get away with it. And that is just about it. There are sanctions quite okay. But then, who gives the sanction? That's the question.
Voices on the street there. Well, there are cautionary measures by a customer looking for a housing project to buy. All the points that are expected to be kept in mind before finalizing any real estate deal should be followed. The land title, background of the developer, quality and type of construction, facilities and services being offered, maintenance charges after possession, delivery schedule, penalty clauses on late delivery, and the list goes on. All these should be kept in mind before finalizing any real estate deal. I'll be back in a moment. So glad you're still with me. The program is Housing Development. It's time for our Woman Crush this Wednesday. This segment is dedicated to women and men who are doing exceptionally well in the sector. Let's find out the amazing personality that has been chosen for today.
Announcing our Woman Crush this Wednesday, none other than Mrs. Kesia Rust. Kesia Rust is the Executive Director of the Center for Affordable Housing Finance in Africa, CAHF. She is a housing policy specialist and has worked with both public and private sector practitioners in promoting access to affordable housing and housing finance in Africa for the past 20 years. Over the span of her career, Kesia has consulted and undertaken research in affordable housing finance, residential property assets, property markets, rental and social housing, and the creation of sustainable human settlements, amongst other issues. She was the Housing Finance Coordinator at the Finmark Trust from 2003 to 2014, from where CAHF was established. Kesia's expertise in the housing sector is extremely broad. She was a participant at the Wharton School's International Housing Finance Program in Philadelphia, United States of America in 2007. She holds a Master's of Management degree from the University of Witwatersrand and a bachelor's degree with distinction and honors in international studies from the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, United States of America, where she was a Morehead Scholar. Having written numerous articles and narratives, Kesia and her team at CAHF is geared towards seeking to support investors realize their SDG objectives in affordable housing in Africa. In her expertise and erudite personality, Kesia Rust has been a foremost speaker and advocate on affordable housing, having participated in prestigious events like the annual Abuja International Housing Show, where she spoke profoundly at the AIHS CEOs Forum. With CAHF being a non-profit company, Kesia's vision is to enable affordable housing finance systems in countries throughout Africa, where governments, businesses, and advocates work together to provide a wide range of housing options accessible to all, and the mission to make Africa's housing finance markets work, with special attention and access to housing finance for the poor. She loves adventure, arts, and the green life, a truly happily married woman. All of these reasons and more has qualified Kesia Rust as our Woman Crush this Wednesday.
If you'd like to nominate someone to be featured on Woman Crush Wednesday, reach out to Housing Development via email housingprogramoneit@gmail.com. Our Woman Crush Wednesday segment is also open for sponsorship. Send a DM to 0909 609 4099. Filling the current housing gap of above 70 million homes in Nigeria would not only provide housing for our people, but also create 60 million new direct jobs and countless more indirect jobs. This is possible with the right policies, incentives, and mortgage solutions to put home ownership within the reach of more Nigerians, especially those in the low-income segment of the society. On that note, I call it a wrap on today's episode of Housing Development. Thanks for watching. I remain your housing diva, Fleur Annie. See you soon.